Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm a game show junkie. I just came back from checking my mail. Oh great, let's see how much debt I'm in this month. Let's see, Ever since the 1990s, people have been in debt from credit cards to student loans. Lifetime Television tried to ease the pain by hosting the only game show where you can go home with nothing: debt. If you're all set, let's get started. Three contestants bring their real-life debts to try to get them paid off. The only catch is the debt can't total over $10,000. You know, cable budget. The first round is called General Debt. 5 categories are shown with values of $50 to $250 off the debt. The person who has the most debt will start, but first all 3 players will start with the average debt amount of the day. Finally, the answers must be given with an I am, you are format. Here's an example.
I'm the Colorado City where Mort from Ort had an earthly address. Robert.
You are Boulder, Wink.
Boulder, like in Colorado.
If the person buzzes in with the right answer, they take the money off their debt. If wrong, the amount is added to their debt. One of the questions is designated as the detonator. This question is the most difficult according to the producers, so it's worth $500 off the debt. Play continues until the time runs out. At that time, the player with the highest debt is eliminated. But they don't go home empty-handed. They take home a debt piggy bank, along with a $200 savings bond. The second round is gambling debt. Every category is worth a different amount of money off their debt. Values are $300, $400, $500, $750, and $1,500. Both players bid on how many questions they can answer. At any time, their opponent can challenge by telling them, "Name that tune."
Prove it.
Oh, I'm sorry, force a habit. If they complete the bid, they win the money. If not, their opponent wins the money. Play continues until all 5 categories are played, or until one player is mathematically eliminated. The winner moves on to the bonus round, and the other goes home with a debt piggy bank, along with a $500 savings bond. The final round is called Get Out of Debt. After given a category, the player has to answer 10 questions correctly in 60 seconds. If successful, their entire debt is paid off. If unsuccessful, their debt will be reduced by the amount won in the first 2 rounds. Before leaving the show, the player will be given an option of betting their debt. The writers prepare one final question in their favorite pop culture category. If they answer correctly, they would win the amount of their debt in cash. But if they're wrong, they would leave the show in debt. In the other case, the final question could double the amount won in the first 2 rounds. Either unsuccessful scenario would gift them with a $1,000 savings bond for being brave. During the show's 2nd season, parts of the rules were changed. Did you notice that General Debt looked eerily familiar to another popular game show? I knew you would. Merv Griffin sued Buena Vista Television, stating the first round was too similar to Jeopardy! To fix this, the show started with the average debt in front of all 3 players, and a toss-up question was asked for $1 off their debt. The player with the correct answer gained control of the round. There were still 5 categories, but when a category was selected, they asked all 5 questions in order from $50 to $250 off the debt. The detonator was still present, but now it was called the most difficult category, so all 5 questions were doubled from -100 to -500. The only other change was the board was transformed from old-fashioned Trilons to a video wall for quicker loading of material. Wink Martindale played the perfect role in this position. He wasn't just a host, he was a modern-day Robin Hood. He was taking corporation dollars to help unfortunate people pay off their bills. He emphasized this by ditching the usual suit and tie and wearing a tux. Wink is the knight in shining armor, but he doesn't make it easy. He has to test their knowledge of pop culture, and only if they get the appropriate number of correct answers will he pay off the entire debt. But then he tempts them with winning more money by answering a question in a category they consider themselves an expert in. You know, the more I think about this, the more it sounds like Willy Wonka.
I had to test you, Charlie, and you passed the test. You won!
Maybe I'm thinking too deep. The set of debt reminds me of a bank. Why? The show is about money woes, and the most obvious place where there's money woes is at the bank. If you're late on a loan payment, they garnish your paycheck. If you can't pay the loan, they repossess your house, and so on. So why not have the set look like an old bank? This might be the old curmudgeon in me, but I have a mass respect for a game show that uses trilons for their material. The idea that a stagehand is backstage spinning those things right on cue is a lost art form, kind of like a TV theme song. The board even housed an Easter egg not many remember. When a person got out of debt and won the same amount in cash, the board would spin around spelling out "winner" in big letters. Sure, the video wall had "winner" on it too, but there was a charm of having it on physical props. The logo went through a small change as well. The earlier episodes had the logo DEBT in the middle, a green stripe on the top, and a red stripe on the bottom. Buena Vista was sued again, stating the logo looked too similar to the Visa card logo. For the rest of the series, the logo was in the middle of a green frame. Another fun visual was during the gambling debt round. In order to keep track of the correct answers given, the third side of the trilon housed a smiley face if the answer was right. If wrong, the box went back to the logo. However, the most unexpected visual occurred after this big win. This man was in debt because he bought a new toupee. How did he celebrate? He rips off his toupee and dances on it.
You win! I've never held one of these before. This is terrific. Congratulations. Hold that. You've just won $17,394. That's all the time we have left, everybody. But we'll be back next time with 3 more big spenders, and we'll do our best to help get them out of... Bye, everybody.
Honestly, I don't know how to describe the theme to debt. I guess composer Alan Ett wanted to create elevator music you'd hear at a bank. Game show themes aren't an easy art, but why would you make one sound like something you'd hear in real life? The only time the theme sounds awesome is during Wink's introduction.
And now, starting at host, the Crown Prince of Credits, the Duke of
It has the feeling of a rock star entrance. Wink certainly was a rock star in the game show world. In addition, there was the category reveal sound,
Some people think I'm annoying.
the buzzin' sound, round over sound,
Select again.
and time's up sound. Oh, and of course the detonator explosion.
Whoa! You get our detonator.
After careful consideration, I've concluded that Det is one of the rare shows that doesn't have a catchphrase. However, the introduction does give us a time capsule of the era.
Well, the country's in debt. You're probably in debt. But most importantly, our three players, Al, Lisa, and Robert, have come to us with their real-life debt. And one of them just might be lucky enough to get out of it by the end of the show.
That's Det, the last game show hosted by the legendary Wink Martindale.
I'm Wink Martindale, and this is Instant Recall, the game show designed to test your patience and then test your memory. Now, how do we do that? Well, it's simple. We take that set, all these actors, a boatload of cash, a few trucks full of gear, and invade America at will.
Like I said, the last game show hosted by Wink Martindale. Instant Recall was more of a reality show like Candid Camera. This is Brian, your game show junkie, saying, ugh, I gotta pay these bills.